It's just me again, and I've got one speed these days, slow and slower. Okay. Chapter 1, Hacking Computer and Biological Systems. Information, psychological, cybernetic, neurological, sociological, cultural, economic warfare, and all other kinds of social engineering has its exact equivalent in computer science models. This is not coincidental. Biological intelligence was evolution's design of computing. There is a large push in the Defense Department as of the writing of this book to study computer hacking and cyber warfare. While there is a real threat, it is also a cover story. Every computer hacking technique is applicable to humans and human networks. It gives the organizations new ideas of how to control and protect society and its culture. This is why they run offensive information war games, which aren't games at all to the innocent people that get included. Topics and takeaways from this chapter include, one moment. One, understanding that the historical, political, and military pursuit of controlling human beings, interrogating them, and persuading populations through devious means is not a new agenda. Two, brains are just biological computers, and the data from the senses are input and output ports. The mind is the software or neural network design of how the data is processed. Three, the information warfare, psychological warfare, perception warfare, cognitive warfare, and communication warfare units use computer science models when hacking into minds and reprogramming their fundamental algorithms, thereby altering behavior and perception. Many of the detailed models, methods, and tactics of hacking computer systems and their equivalents of hacking human beings and organizations are inseparable and have been integrated into one complete system. Two, history of mind hacking. Even before computers, sharing brain signals was being done. In its simplest form, quasi-static high-voltage fields were used to read the EEG from one person, amplify the signal, and modulate a high-voltage field on another, and vice versa. It has been spoofed in cartoons since 1960s as mad science fiction. The feedback in both directions is extremely important to accomplish this feat. Often this technology has been spoofed in science fiction movies by showing a scientist swapping consciousness with two people using these high voltage helmets that don't actually touch the skin, but the capacitive effect causes small currents in the brain. Movies are used to acclimate the next generation that this technology is being done, and they should accept it when it finally is revealed to them. The technology is amazing, but it doesn't happen instantly like in the movies, nor is it perfect. The human brain has two hemispheres grossly identical in shape, but with some specialization functions as they develop. They communicate through a central connection called the corpus callosum. In older treatments of epilepsy, this connection was severed, and astoundingly, the person functioned very well even without this connection. Technically speaking, there are two people in one head if the connection is severed. It is a primitive, redundant failover system in some respects. One can extrapolate from these results. Therefore, if you could share brain signals from another hemisphere, even one from outside the skull, the brains would grow together and learn to interpret each other's signals. The real trick is to align the same stimuli to every hemisphere from the senses. The self-organizing nature of neural networks with feedback takes care of the rest over time. The military's interest in psychic warfare, as it was called during the Cold War, increased dramatically in the early 1960s because it was shown to be very feasible to accomplish the same mind-melding feat at great distances. The Russians demonstrated their technology on the US Embassy in Moscow in the late 1960s, but the US didn't want to show their hand and acknowledge it publicly. Additionally, microwave warfare occurred in 1976, according to a couple Army intelligence officers. The Russians were beaming complex microwave and ELF, extremely low frequency signals, to the United States, so we did the same back. The signals apparently were to calm the people of the US as if we were the aggressors. Other scientists, both militarily and private sector, have successfully used magnetic fields and coils near the head to influence brain function. And the patent office is filled with brain modulation technology using a whole range of radio frequencies and microwave frequencies to affect and induce brain signal entrainments. The technology has come a long way since those days, with refinements to signal processing, drugs, and genetic engineering. And of course, the very gruesome invasive brain chip implants have proven extremely effective in both monkeys and humans. Both can control robot arms or mouse cursors with just thoughts, and conversely, their brain signals can be controlled by a computer. But the most important lesson and lesser known are the wireless aspects of mind-machine, mind interfacing technologies. Mind hacking, the enemy within. The exact number of active U.S. Department of Defense, NSA, CIA mind hacking projects is difficult to obtain. The number of destructive hacking projects has been reported to be roughly 2,000 in the United States, 70 in the UK, 30 in West Germany, 3 in Australia, and several all over Europe, Russia, and Asia. Some researchers total the people brought into the secret army of remote control soldiers, human experimentation, and experimental interrogations at 10,000, and others say it is much greater. There have been countless books written by targets that describe the experience in detail. The interested reader should review the recommended reading list at the end of this book for detailed descriptions of the subjective experience of being mind hacked by radio frequency hypnotic control. There are some very prestigious people who get abducted into this program who are currently vocal activists, including FBI agents, police officers, doctors, lawyers, professors, pastors, priests, and scientists. You can imagine that with your new knowledge of these technologies, that you too could control world leaders, judges, and even members of Congress without them being too much the wiser. Complete world domination is now within your reach. You just need a few $1 billion to build the global system. Knowledge is truly power. According to the Mind Hacking Strategy Group, Ted Kaczynski, aka the Unabomber, and the Oklahoma bombers are obvious candidates to be checked for a mind hack. Not even many years after the events which made them famous did anyone check them for biocommunication influence, hypnosis, splitting of their personality, nor to date has any court acknowledged the ability of these weapons. Ignorance is bliss and justice is blind. They make a lovely pair. Historically, mind hacking tests have been written off by the purposefully ignorant news media catering to the lowest common denominator. Brain mapping, as the cultish-like human effects weapons testing group of the Science and Technology Department of the CIA enjoy calling it, have traditionally been communicated to the public as hauntings, possessions, evil alien abductions, and in the recent decades, satanic ritual abuse cults.